This is a production of Cornell University.
Thank you. I'm Dave Grusenmeyer, Executive Director of New York Farm Viability Institute. And again, also thanking Cornell for putting this together and developing the program. I want to give you a little background about farm viability for those of you that aren't aware, and then talk a little bit about our role in soil health projects over the years. So farm viability started as a grant from USDA Rural Development in 2003 to Cornell for an Ag Innovation Center. It was one of 10 grants across the United States. And it is the only remnant of that program that's still in operation. As that grant wound down, the board of directors for that grant program, which included Ag and Markets, Farm Bureau, the largest agricultural commodities in the state, CAO, said, can we create something that will outlive this initial grant from USDA? And they came up with the idea of a farmer-led, farmer-directed organization, nonprofit, that would provide guidance for applied agricultural research and education programs for agriculture across the state of New York. And so they took the idea to the state legislature, and they liked it and funded it. And in 2005, we received our first shot of funding and first started funding projects. My clicker. I get started heading off in directions and nope, going the wrong way. There we go. Wrong direction. Yes. So we're in 2005, we started our first projects. We have a 10-member board of directors that are all farmers and volunteer on our board. We fund applied agricultural research, education, and business development projects across all agricultural commodities in New York State and across all areas of the state. We utilize an outcome-based funding model. The board wants to know what will be measurably different at the farm level as a result of funding this project. And all of our projects are reviewed by farmer review panels. We have 17 review panels that look at different agricultural areas, and we activate those panels based on the applications that we receive in any particular grant year. 17 review panels, and we engage over 100 dairy farmers, well, and over 100 farmers on those review panels. And in this past year, we've also added agri-service professionals to those panels as well. We're always trying to recruit people, so if anyone is interested in being a grant reviewer for farm viability projects, let me know. We can put you to work in January and February reviewing proposals. So in terms of soil health projects, we funded soil health projects in the very first year of our existence. In 2005, we funded 2 projects that were soil health oriented. And since that time, we've funded 41 soil health related projects or projects that contain soil health components across 9 different organizations that utilized our funding. Some of those organizations certainly include Cornell. As Dave mentioned earlier, we provided some of the funding for the soil health soil test and getting it utilized more widely across the state. We provided some funding to, Dave mentioned Elson Shields and the nematode work. We've provided quite a bit of funding to Elson over the years for that. Provided funding to NOFA New York for some of the soil health work that they have done, and also a project that we funded with American Farmland Trust a couple of years ago looking at interseeding in corn. So a number of projects. Over those 41 projects, we invested over $3.6 million in soil health related projects since 2005. So not insignificant. In the areas that we've looked at in terms of the soil projects, we've funded projects in grain production, forage production, viticulture, vegetables, some of Anu's work in minimum till and vegetables, no-till vegetables, high tunnel soil management, and manure management projects, sort of to name a few there in terms of what we've done. Now, so in 2018 and going forward, so in 2018, we had a kind of a special emphasis on soil health. We wanted to get project leaders whose projects didn't really fall in line as a soil health project, that might have soil health implications. For example, we funded a lot of vegetable production work and flower production work in high tunnels. Nobody thought about soil health. And all of a sudden, boom, we have soil health problems and issues in high tunnels. So now we need to resolve those issues. Nobody thought about that. We're providing funding to researchers who are applying various chemicals and additives to the soil to control insects or diseases, but not really thinking necessarily about the impact on soil health. So we're wanting to try and get people to start thinking about how their projects might be related to soil health. In 2019, we're going to maintain a focus on soil health and also encourage projects to be submitted in the soil health arena. Those projects still have to be good quality projects. They will not receive any preferential treatment. They still have to compete with all of our other projects going forward. So, heard the bell. So, one thing I will say in closing here is that Farm Viability Institute and our board is committed to soil health long term and sort of staying in the game. And we're looking forward to the development of the soil health roadmap that will be talked about later today. And I think the guidance that that document will hopefully provide to universities, to extension associations, to soil and water conservation districts, to agencies, to NGOs like American Farmland Trust and others, and help to consolidate and coordinate the work that's done in the soil health arena. And Farm Viability is looking forward to funding those kinds of activities across all those organizations in the future. So thank you very much, and I'll turn it over to Jeff to take us to lunch.
This has been a production of Cornell University, on the web at cornell.edu.